Sorry about that. Come in quickly.
Hello,
quickly.
David Walker himself.
Yes, we must hurry away from the door.
Oh no, are you hiding?
Yeah, slightly. People are after my head.
Was that the weapon you just had?
No, that was just something for the bathroom. Excuse that.
Oh, of course. Okay, well, I'm just here to ask you a few questions, if that's all right.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, first off, how are you?
I'm a little bit distressed because people are after my head, but I'm also a little bit optimistic because it shouldn't matter the risk I'm taking because I want the emancipation of slaves to be successful.
Oh, okay, well, we'll get into that later. To start off, where were you born?
I was born in Wilmington, North Carolina.
And what year?
1796 or 7. I'm not really sure.
Okay. That's a slave state, right? Were you born free, though?
Well, my father is a slave, or was a slave, but my mother is free, making me a free man, luckily, giving me the great opportunities I have to this day.
Wow, that's neat. How did this change your childhood?
Well, like I said, I did get more opportunities than the people who are still in bondage, clearly. But even though I was free, I still saw the oppression of fellow blacks and all the slavery injustices that go on to this day.
That must have been really hard for you. Did you still obtain an education, though?
Yes, I did have the lucky opportunity to obtain an education, but this was once I left the South and I traveled throughout the country.
Oh. Where did you settle down as an adult, though?
Well, like I said, I did a lot of traveling, and this is probably most likely because I found the oppression of fellow blacks unbearable. So I settled in Boston in 1825 after going to a lot of places, like I mentioned. Mm-hmm. There I married my wife, Eliza, and had 3 kids.
Had?
I don't like to get into it, but my first son, David, died at age 5, and then my second child, my only daughter, Lydia, died at age 2, but luckily my third child and son, Edward, remains to this day.
Well, will the others rest in peace?
Thank you for your condolences.
Of course. What was it like to live in Boston?
Well, life was still less than ideal,
I can imagine.
but better, obviously, than the South. I quickly opened up a used clothing store. That was my main economic occupation.
Oh, that's neat. What else were you involved in Boston?
Well, I began to associate with prominent black activists. I denounced slavery whenever I could, and I believe that this was within religious bounds as well. It was all a matter of morals.
Yes, I agree. Were there any other organizations you were a part of?
Many. One of them was the Prince Hall Freemasonry.
Wow. Any others?
Yep, there's several things I do for this state in my city.
Oh, wow.
I'm the founder of the Massachusetts General College Association.
Oh, any more?
Of course. I am a member of the Reverend Samuel Snowden's Methodist Church.
Wow, you overachiever.
That's not all, though.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm a public speaker against slavery, of course, and oversaw publications of various writings with Thomas Dalton for emancipation.
Oh, of course. Do you have any writings of your own?
I don't know how to play this. Of course I have
It's very
writings.
pretty.
Let's come out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go show you one in a bit.
You're
I
gonna
was
show
a
me.
writer for the first newspaper owned and operated by African Americans in this U.S. history.
Wow.
It was called the Freedom's Journal.
Because of this, you're Boston's leading spokesman against slavery, I've heard.
Yep, that is true, but not probably because of the Freedom's Journal. Although that was a huge success of mine, it's because of the Walker's Appeal I wrote.
Oh.
Let me come show you that. Come on.
Oh, okay. You'll have to tell me about it.
Yes, I published this appeal to African Americans with the purpose to encourage readers to take an active role in fighting their oppression, regardless of the risk. Like I said, we mustn't think about the risks about emancipation and fighting for it.
Is that the appeal?
Yes, this is the appeal in my hand. There's several copies laying around. It's that popular, and it's been published throughout the country.
Oh, what's going on in this room?
Too much construction. That's why we're going to head back downstairs.
Oh, okay. Good idea. How did the word of this appeal gain popularity?
Well, I relied on sailors and ship offices to transfer the pamphlet to southern ports, as I couldn't just have the free North know about this statement. It's the southern states who had the slavery, so I had to have it spread down there. I even put my appeal in the pockets of sailors or the pockets of the clothes I sold at my used clothing store.
Wow, that's sneaky. What were the effects of this appeal on slaves?
Well, it inspired them, instilled a sense of hope and pride. And it just further gave them hope that they could escape this terrible institution that is still in place.
I understand. What was the whites' reaction of the appeal?
Well, you're probably not surprised. They're horrified to this day.
Wow.
And this is shown through, should I say, the laws they put in place in the South forbidding slaves to read, and throughout the country they banned the distribution of this anti-slavery literature, of course.
Oh, that's brutal. Were there any points that you felt personally threatened by this?
Yes, like I said, they want my head. There's a $3,000 reward for my dead head, but it will not happen.
Of course not, as long as you stay in hiding, of course.
Yes.
What have you done about this?
Well, these threats are quite extreme, but like I said, it doesn't matter the risk. We are fighting for emancipation. Anyway, my friends wanted me to flee to Canada, but this is not an option. I decided to stand my ground through one of my most famous quotes. Somebody must die in this cause. I may be doomed to the stake into the fire or to the scaffold tree, but it is not in me to falter if I can promote the work of emancipation.
Wow, those are wise words.
I know, I wrote them.
Okay, well, I think that's about all the questions I have today.
Yeah, you probably should hurry out before anyone sees you.
I'll be very careful. But thank you for having me, and thanks for answering the questions.
You're welcome.
And I hope that you stay safe.
I hope you stay safe too and fight for emancipation. Read my appeal.
Of course. Bye.
Violence against us is the answer.